Okay, so ready to dive into a story.
Always up for a good story laid on me.
This one's a real doozy, I'll say that. Heartbreaking and hopeful, kind of a mix.
Oh, sounds intriguing already. What kind of case are we talking about?
It's one of those true crime stories, but with a serious global twist. And when I say global, I mean it.
Okay, you've got my attention, definitely. Color me curious.
Well, picture this. Canton, Ohio, 2024. Two kids, 8 and 9 years old, just disappear right out of thin air, gone, vanished.
Whoa, that's awful. Every parent's worst nightmare. Any leads, suspects, anything.
We're basing this deep dive on a news piece. It's called Missing Ohio Siblings, 8 and 9, found in remote Icelandic village 3 months after disappearing.
Iceland. Wow, okay, that's not what I expected. So were they kidnapped, runaways? What happened?
And here's where it gets really complicated. Their mother, who, let's just say, she was struggling with some serious mental health issues and not taking her meds, she took them.
Oh, wow. Okay, so not a typical missing kids case then.
Definitely not. Changes the whole picture, right? Instead of some stranger danger scenario,
Yeah.
it's something way more tangled.
You're right. That adds layers to it. Maybe she was trying to escape something or create some new life for them, but her judgment was clouded by her illness.
That's exactly what it seems like. And she didn't just take them down the street, she took them on a wild goose chase across the world. I mean, literally. Denver, then London, then the island of Jersey, and finally a teeny tiny Icelandic fishing village.
Hold on. Seriously, that's a lot. Traveling with two young kids, the logistics alone are mind boggling. Different languages, cultures, the distances involved. It's just, wow.
It's almost like she completely detached from reality, tried
Mhm.
to outrun everything. But that final destination, that Icelandic village, that really gets to me. What do you think it means?
Yeah, it's a striking detail. Such a remote place. Maybe she was looking for total isolation, trying to create a world where all the rules she was running from just didn't exist anymore.
Feels like something out of a movie script, doesn't it? But this wasn't a movie. This was real life with very real consequences. Thankfully, the U.S. Marshals were on the case. They were determined to find those kids.
Good, because those international cases can be a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Jurisdiction issues, all that.
Absolutely, but they tracked the family across borders. It was a truly impressive effort. Talk about international cooperation.
Absolutely a success story for law enforcement working together. We often hear about the challenges, but this shows what can happen when agencies collaborate across continents.
And thank goodness they did, because it led to, well, a kind of happy ending. The kids were found, safe and sound, in a Reykjavik motel.
That's a huge relief. What happened to them after they were found?
They were taken care of by Icelandic social services until they could come back to the U.S. and be reunited with their family.
So the kids are safe, that's the main thing, but this story's far from over, right?
Mm.
What about the mother?
All right, she's hospitalized in Iceland right now and will likely be coming back to the U.S. to face us. Well, she's got a complicated legal situation ahead of her.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Justice isn't always simple. You relieve those kids are okay, but there's a shadow hanging over everything. This
Mhm.
family's been through so much.
Absolutely, and it forces us to look at the bigger picture. What kind of support systems could have been there for this family before it got to this point? What could have helped prevent things from going so wrong?
You hit the nail on the head. It's a wake up call for all of us. We need to be asking ourselves, how can we as a society do better? How can we offer more resources and help to families facing these kinds of challenges before they reach a breaking point?
It's a question we all need to grapple with. And on that note, thank you for listening to Justice for the Souls podcast.